Welcome to the program. My first time interviewing these folks, a music lovers club. And I want to welcome Carla Vigos and Sandy O'Connor. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, we're
very happy to be here.
Tell us what a music lovers club is.
Well, we're sponsored by a music lovers club, which is actually the Rock of Ages band, but they also sponsored us so that we could produce some shows with our little production company of 4 people.
Okay.
And that's how it all started, and so we're continuing to do that. This is our 3rd production, 2 last year, 1 this year, and Carla's going to talk about the one that we're proposing for December of this
You
year.
got one coming up down the line. So the one you guys are going to be doing that's coming up, it's actually sold out, but it's going to be on July 30th, but it's called The Deadly Demise at Downton Flabby.
Downtown.
Downtown, I'm sorry,
This
Downtown Flabby.
This is why
That's
it's
right.
hard to say, because it's a parody of Downton Abbey.
Well, it could have been Downtown Stabby.
Yeah. We didn't think of that.
Well, there you go.
It's really good. And we will have 2 nights, the 29th and 30th.
And the 29th and 30th, and that's terrific. So tell us a little about like the inception of this. Is there a musical? Is there singing involved?
There's a little bit of singing.
A little bit of singing?
Yeah, a little bit of singing, but it is a murder mystery, and it's a real parody, and a lot of gags and adult content, adult content. But a wonderful woman named Beverly Aerosmith wrote this play over 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And we were in her acting class in the Emeritus program. And then she wrote the play and then produced it, and we did it very successfully. Over 500 people saw it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
The encore performance is coming up.
Yeah.
8 years later.
Yeah.
Right? 8 years.
8 years later, and
Yeah.
Jeff Sinclair, who's the director, was a really close friend of hers and wanted to dedicate this to her. So that's why we decided to do it again.
Okay, well, it's terrific. So you guys have other things coming up, like you said? What else? What else are you planning for December?
Well, because this is very popular, this production company, and the combination. I must say, I have a cooking column in the Globe called Cooking with Carla that comes out once a month. I've been doing it for 3 years. I think the combination of the two, feed them, entertain them, success.
There you go.
So yeah, we're going to do this next one in December, December 4th.
And do you have any ideas about what we're gonna? A little preview of it?
It'll be musical.
Okay.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm
sure.
Well, we did one play last year, then we did a musical, like a cabaret show. Both so successful. The one we did in November was one night. We sold out 2 weeks ahead of time, and now this one we added a night, and we sold out almost 3 weeks ahead of time.
Now tell me about the actors that are in these. These guys perform a lot here in the village,
They do.
in other companies and other things like that.
Yeah,
right?
most of them perform here in the village. A couple of them have done a lot of performing outside the village. And so we were fortunate that they liked the script and they wanted to be a part of it. And we just were lucky to get all these really top-notch people.
Wow. It sounds fun. Now, is it like a murder mystery where we're trying to figure it out as the audience, as the actors on stage are trying to piece things together?
Yeah, and we have a famous, detective who's actually a security guard in Laguna Woods, and so he's the guy that has to try to figure out who murdered. And the whole thing is focused on Laguna Woods, so there's a lot of comic lines about Laguna Woods
That everybody will recognize
They
and
will.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of an Inspector whatever from the Agatha Christie kind of things.
Right, and so see, that's where the parody, you're getting it. That's where the parody comes in. And for instance, one line is when we start to discover who the murderer is, he said, "I'm going to take this and put it in this bag and send it to the Laguna Woods lab." And somebody says, "You mean we have a lab in Laguna Woods?"
Right next to the pottery stuff.
So there's a bunch of fun lines.
Yeah.
A bunch of fun lines.
When you guys get involved in these things, and you do, it's a lot of work, right? I mean, it's just not. I mean, you're going to put on the big show 2 nights, but what does it take to put one of these things on?
Finding the talent first, or I guess you find the play first.
Sure.
Then you find the talent, and then you bring the food. So their part, they're still rehearsing and everything. Now, I'm going to be cooking for 140 people each night. So that's a lot of planning.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of timesing out recipes. Like, okay, anyway, it's fun for me. I love it.
Yeah.
We all enjoy what we do. We all have our part, and so it's all good.
And we've been rehearsing since June, and sometimes in a show you have to rehearse even more than we have, but we're doing it twice a week, and we have such professional people. I mean, they're doing work here, but they're just so sharp, and that we don't have to have the number of rehearsals that this would almost require. And it is a one act, so that also makes it a little easier.
Yes, yeah.
Because it isn't 2 acts, and
Okay.
so it's not as long of a show,
Right.
and that makes it a little easier not to have too many rehearsals.
So the dinner and then the show. I mean, it's going to be a long night, but yeah, it'll be kind of a compact, a lot of fun, all in one. Always leave them wanting more.
That's
That's good. You know show business.
yeah, and that's what we said when we sold out. We do have a wait list, but we probably can't use it much.
No.
But we may be able to use it a little bit. But that is the part that we're really excited
Maybe we
about.
can convince you to add a third night, backed by popular demand.
That could happen. I am having an email list, a phone list, and we do have a new email, Sandy, for
yes.
for information about our future shows if you'd like to be on our list, because obviously the tickets sell really fast. Sandy,
Right, and I'm sorry I didn't have it
Oh, that's
before we
okay.
got here, but it's called Exceptional Productions at proton.me. And that gives you the opportunity to sign up for being advised of future productions so that
Okay.
we can give you the first chance
Get
to
the
buy.
pre-sale, the special
It's a
pre-sale.
Pre-sale, right.
Members only.
Right.
I like the idea of that. That sounds like a fun one. When did you get started with the Music Lovers Club and this whole kind of thing? And had you done it before? Do you have experience in acting and theater?
I do, yes. I've done things for 11 years. And this was actually Jeff Sinclair's idea that we would put together a small group of people who wanted to do different types of theater than we normally see here. No criticism of that, just
Sure.
to do something a little different.
Right.
And so we've been fortunate that the things that we've picked have worked. And so we're just excited. And this show, I could see it especially, most people booked early because they realized that we had done some good things already, and they wanted to be a part of it again. And we have a wonderful graphic artist, Amelia Morris, who lives in the village.
yeah.
She's the one that created
Absolutely.
that flyer. And we believe that the flyer had a lot to do
We do.
with
Yeah.
people.
Murder.
Yep. And the color of it and the faces of all the people who are in it, because so many of these people that are coming know these people,
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's an
Yeah.
attention grabber, that's for sure.
Right.
And I can't help but believe that maybe, Carla, your cooking and the fact that you were going to be cooking for this many people had a little bit to do with people getting excited about that. What's it like to, I cook for 2 or 3 people and I'm at a loss.
Right. Well, I've recently bought a freezer because, we live in this village, and, just to buy the food for this many people, I have a lot of friends. Do you have a shelf in your refrigerator? Do you have a shelf in your freezer? And it's a lot of, it's fun. Gosh, I spend my life in the kitchen. I'm Italian descent, and
There you go.
restaurants are in our family. Not that I've ever owned one, but there is a lot involved. But if you don't love it, you wouldn't do it.
Hey, do what you love. You'll
And
never
you know what
work
I
a
love
day in your
more?
life.
The most, the kudos afterwards.
Right, the community of it, and then everybody, that's
Yeah,
fun.
they'll say,
that's
"Oh,
definitely-
you did that
Absolutely.
food. Oh, yeah."
Well, folks, a little too late to get the tickets this time around, but they got the event in December. Make sure to get on the email list for ahead of time. I hope you guys have a great time at the performance.
Oh, thank
It's going to
you.
be a great dinner, I'm sure.
Thank
you
you.
guys for joining us at Music
Thank
Lovers
you.
Club,
I
Sandy and
appreciate
Carla.
it.
When we come back, we'll preview Monday's movie. Stay with us.